Howdy, guys.
Hey there, homies.
I wish you guys could see us right now because we're holding really cute makeshift microphones.
We're gonna take a picture.
Yeah, you'll see what it looks like. But basically, it's the little clip-on microphones, but we clipped them to straws so that we could hold them.
You know what? We really tried our damnedest tonight to bring the best audio quality to your little ears.
We really did. We finally learned how to use the mixer
with the microphone
and the preamp. Preamp is same as mixer? I don't know.
Literally no clue.
But we learned how to use it and we got it all set up. We practiced it. We're using
working.
Adobe Audition now. We are professionals.
We're professionals, except for not yet. Almost.
Yeah, the sound wasn't quite right, and we're figuring out why. And hopefully next week or the week after, probably.
Yeah, the week after we'll probably have that figured out, and then your little ears will be just floating on a cloud, listening to us.
Hopefully this is nice in the meantime, because I feel like
good.
I mean, I feel like this is an improvement from last time. Honestly. It looks like we're holding lollipops.
I feel like it's fun no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, we're having fun.
Yeah.
We got it all figured out on a budget, y'all.
Yeah. We're balling on a budget.
It's fine. We'll get it for you.
Anywho.
Kirsten, what did you do this week? Give me something.
So one interesting thing I did. So I don't know if I told you this. I was doing this random like packing gig at a place in Beverly Hills.
Yes, you did tell me.
So I had no idea. It was this girl from a Facebook group. It's like Ladies of Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, it's a private residence in Beverly Hills. Basically, you're just going to be unpacking things and finding places for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, for some reason, I thought that meant that they were like Amazon suppliers or something like that. But they're actually just like moving to a place. But it was really weird, but I got there at 9 a.m. I took an Uber there because I was like, oh shit, I'm going to be late.
Yeah.
So I took a goddamn Uber there. And I get there and it's like one of the one of the maids, I guess. One of the housekeepers.
One of the maids.
Yeah, one of the housekeepers.
In Beverly Hills.
Yeah, dude, they had a room called the maids' quarters in this place.
Crazy.
So it was like one of the housekeepers and then another girl from Facebook that had been there the last couple of days. So she kind of knew what was up, but like, I don't know. It was a weird situation because the girl wasn't there. And then we got in because the owner got Postmates, and the Postmates driver, he like came out to get the Postmates driver and he was like, oh, hey guys, and like let us in. And so because we'd been waiting out there like 15 minutes. And so he let us in and it's like a homestead. Like it's crazy. Like there's a basketball court and like a spa, like pool area. There's a back house, like a pool house that's 2 stories.
Damn.
Like I've never been to a place.
The pool house is 2 stories?
The pool house is 2 stories.
Oh
and then their house is like, it's just huge. It's humongous. It's like a gated community kind of thing.
They rich.
They are rich. I've never been to a house like that, I don't think. Like maybe, I don't know. Never in that kind of setting. I've been to rich houses before. It's just different because it's like Beverly Hills rich.
Yeah, when I first moved here, I was doing like at home hair blowouts. It was through a company, like an app, like Uber kind of, and they would request people to come just blow dry and style their hair.
Yeah.
And I went to so many big ass houses.
Why'd you stop doing that? That seems like
because the owner was weird and like it wasn't working out, but it also, I don't remember. It was like one of those things, like I didn't like driving around as much, but it was good because I got to see all of Los Angeles and I got to see all these crazy fucking houses. Like, what do you guys do?
These people are rich. They had, so here's like one thing for context. They had like a giant box of those little like individual packets of like goldfish, like the,
is that where...
The food, yeah, they're here. Uh-huh. They had a giant box. It was like probably like 300 in the box, and they were just throwing it away.
What?
Yeah.
300 little bags of goldfish?
Yeah.
Give it to someone.
I know. That's why I took some of them, but I guess they were like slightly expired, but whatever. It just made me mad because they like had us like take it out to the alley, and I was like, but there's like homeless people that can use this.
You just hand them out. Like, damn.
But anyway, so we get there and we're just kind of like putzing around. There's like some boxes from the day before that we put away. And then finally, like, the girl comes and she's really, like, she didn't really even introduce herself to me or anything. She's like, okay, you guys do this. And I don't know. I can talk to you more about, like, more things that happened. I think it's not really for the pod, but it was a strange situation. And I don't think I'm ever going to do it again. If she asked me to, maybe I will. But, like, I made $150 for a day of just unpacking stuff in Beverly Hills.
In a rich-ass, nice house.
Yeah. I mean, everybody was nice, pleasant. Yeah.
That's good.
It was just weird.
Yeah.
It's like you meet all these people. There's just a ton of people.
It's like a different world. Like, they have a whole army taking care of them.
Yeah. There was, like, 2 housekeepers, and then there was an interior designer there, like, putzing around. And, like, it took me a while to figure out who was who. Yeah. And there was, like, two teenagers that I guess were, like, their kids, and then the owners, and yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Sounds like a time.
How about you?
Well, my week, it was really good. I had a good week. The only, like, exciting fun thing I did was I got a little heart freckle tattooed on my face.
That's cute.
It's like my way of getting a face tattoo without getting a face tattoo. Because I really want a face tattoo, but not enough to get a face tattoo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you shouldn't get
I'm not ready for that.
No,
at all.
That's like a thing like you would definitely regret in the future.
I love them, but yeah, I don't want to regret it. But I mean, who knows? Maybe I wouldn't. But I got a little baby heart tattooed on my face instead.
It looks like, you know how people used to get those dermal piercings?
Oh yeah.
It looks like the size of one of those kind of.
Yeah, and it's like scabby right now, so once it falls off and heals, it'll just look like a heart-shaped freckle.
That's cute.
Because I got other freckles.
I'm excited to see it when it's like totally healed. It'll be less noticeable, probably.
Yeah, it'll definitely be less noticeable. But it's funny, I keep looking at myself and I'm like, damn, I got a beauty mark right here.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like a Marilyn Monroe beauty mark.
Yeah, but no, it's just a little heart.
That's cute.
Yeah, so that was exciting. And I just got to do a lot of nice, relaxing things with my partner. And it was a good week.
Sounds great. All right, so this week we have a topic for you. Last week, if you guys remember, and if you didn't listen, tune in, go back and listen to it.
What are you doing?
I talk about Carl Jung, who was a famous psychologist and did a lot of early research involving the subconscious and a lot of other things. But I mentioned his work on archetypes, and he talks about how our subconscious, our collective subconscious, or unconscious creates this idea of archetypes. And I thought it would be fun to do a personality test because it all links together, and we'll explain a little bit more later about that. But
yeah, and I had never done one, so
yeah,
it was exciting.
Yep. So we did a personality test based on the Myers-Briggs, which we'll also talk more about. But without further ado, I'm Kirsten.
And I'm Allie.
And you're listening to Thank You So Much. So maybe we can start. We were doing this for a while where we were playing this little pick a card game. So I got the cards out.
Yeah, because they kind of it's about like each other, so
yeah,
they like, kind of go with the theme.
Diving into your personality. This is a mixture of a lot of different decks. So if you get a do or drink one, you can skip that. Some of them are like do or drink.
I love that.
But some of them are actual questions.
All right, so Kirsten, I have a question for you. What's your favorite way to spend your birthday?
I mean, I feel like it's pretty standard. I just like to get all my close friends together and have a little party.
Yeah.
Do some drinking.
What did we do last year?
Some delicious
we went
food.
to New York one year.
Oh, yeah, that was my 30th birthday.
Yeah, that was fun.
Last year, I can't even remember. Oh, it just happened. That was this year.
This year it just happened.
Yeah, this year was the bar.
Just went to the bar.
And last year you weren't here yet, I don't think, but I had a party at my old house.
No, I came to that.
You did?
I think I had just gotten here.
Oh, and I was still living at the old place?
Yeah. I think I brought Jocelyn with me.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's when I met like a bunch of your new friends.
Okay.
I was like, oh shit.
That party was popping, man.
That was popping. That was a fun party.
There was like 25 people there.
Yeah.
And I had a similar one the year before in that same apartment. But in any case, yeah, I just like to have a little party with my friends. That's fun. That's what I like to do. I think, it's fun sometimes to do a trip situation if you can swing it. But
yeah, we swung it.
Yeah, we swung it for my 30th. I went to Joshua Tree one year. No, yeah. Honestly, it was like 28, 29, 30. I did trips.
Okay.
28, I went to Joshua Tree. 29, I went to Joshua Tree. And 30, I went to New York.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do another trip next year.
Maybe. Will you hand me a White Claw?
Yes. We're drinking White Claws today.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
That's right. Here's some natural lime. I think they changed it. They changed the name. It used to just be lime. Now it's called natural lime.
Why?
That's so dumb.
We're natural over here.
All natural. I swear, it definitely used to just be lime, right?
I believe you. I don't know.
Listeners, let us know if you know the answer to that question.
Yeah.
Is it natural? Has it always been natural?
Is it natural though? Doubt it.
That ain't natural.
Did you know White Claw's making their own vodka?
Oh. I mean, it's basically already vodka. They just add water to it.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's...
So they might as well.
Yeah. All right. So let me pick one for you. How does one earn your vulnerability? Have I earned it? And how can I earn more? This is a 3-parter.
Okay. I think just be vulnerable with me. And I'll be vulnerable back, or if I feel like I can trust you or you're not going to judge me or,
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. But yeah, you've earned my vulnerability.
I'm so honored.
I feel like I'm vulnerable with you, tell you things.
I agree. Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like once you can just tell if somebody's like able to open up to you.
Yeah.
Then you can open up to them.
Yeah, it makes it easier.
Or it's like if you start to open up to somebody and then you see how their reaction is.
Yeah, like they're looking a little judgy or they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, never mind.
You're like, nope, I'm back in my shell.
I think just being not judgmental, open-minded, like just me knowing that you're not going to go talk shit about me to your friend about what I just told you about. Ooh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to, I don't know. I don't want to, be vulnerable with someone and then they, use that against me at some point.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah, that's why it's always hard at work, I think, to find people you trust because you don't know. Yeah.
Who's there for the right... Or who
you can actually
confide in that's not going to go run their mouth.
Yeah.
And get you in trouble or something.
Mm-hmm. Or is going to take that information that you gave them and use it for their advantage.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad I don't have a job like that.
Hey.
Okay. Where are we at? So yeah, great answers. Let's talk about our topic in archetypes. So as I kind of introduced, kind of in a bad way introduced, no, it's fine. I vaguely introduced the topic today, which is we're going to be doing some personality tests based on Carl Jung's theories with archetypes. And he had this idea of archetypes. Can you explain a little bit more?
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm just dumb, but I'd never heard of these archetypes. Or Carl Jung, really. I don't know.
Didn't you have to take psychology class?
No. I didn't take no psychology class.
You didn't take psychology in high school?
No.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it was because I was from West Virginia and we don't.
You didn't have psychology in high school?
No.
Oh, damn. Yeah. They didn't
care
about your guys' mental health at all.
Yeah. I took anatomy and physiology.
Okay.
But I didn't take, there was no, I don't think there was any psychology. I mean, if I got some.
You probably would have remembered it because it's an interesting class.
Yeah, I feel like I would have liked it because I used to want to go to school for psychology. But no, I don't remember ever taking that or having the option. Maybe I just wasn't interested, but I don't remember having the option of that. So, and I'm sure I've heard of Carl Jung, and I just forgot.
Yeah.
So I did, start researching some of his archetypes, but basically Carl Jung identified, and he's like old. I mean,
Yeah.
he's dead, but
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think he's
But
dead.
he lived like in the 30s, I think.
Yeah.
Like he was.
Yeah, this is a long time ago.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
A little ahead of his time, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
But he identified 4 main archetypes: the persona, the shadow, the anima or animus, and the self.
Okay.
So these are a result of a collective, well, he thinks that these are a result of collective shared ancestral memories that may persist in art, literature, and religion, but aren't obvious to the eye. So kind of like a collective consciousness in a way, because he believes like symbols from different cultures are often very similar because they have emerged from these archetypes shared by the whole human race, which is part of our collective unconscious. So he's saying that it's like within us, like we don't necessarily think about it or know about it, but it's just like in our human psyche.
Yeah.
So he identified a lot of different archetypes, but paid special attention to 4.
Which are the ones that you named before?
Yes. So the persona is one, the persona or the mask. And this was actually reminding me a lot of astrology because we have like the rising, the moon or whatever, and they say like the rising or the moon or whatever it is, is what you present to the outer world.
Mm-hmm.
So this reminded me of that. I'm not an astrologist. I'm not good at astrology. I don't know what the fuck, this is.
No, but like, I mean, I thought about tarot too with the archetypes. Like, a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. So the persona is like the mask that we put on to face the present world. We put it on for other people. Problems can arise when a person overly identifies with their persona. It can lead to their full personality being hidden. And like, for example, like a teacher who continues to talk to people like they're her students in her personal life and in her professional life. So something like that. He thought that the persona was shaped during childhood, driven by the need to conform to society. The anima and animus is another one. It's the second one archetype. And that is a mirror image of our biological sex, the unconscious feminine side in males, and the masculine tendencies in women. So he goes into gender, which again, I say like he's way ahead of his time. So each sex manifests the attitudes and behavior of the other just because they're living together in a society altogether. For men, there is an anima, which is their feminine inner personality. And for women, it's an animus, which is their masculine personality. So these archetypes are both from the collective ideas of what femininity is and what masculinity is. And it normally comes from the person's parents. The reason why these are important is because in your subconscious, it kind of balances you out. So a person's conscious sexual identity, it can complement their experience and understanding of their own gender because we all have those 2 different types. We all have a feminine side. We all have a masculine side. And his whole thing was saying how you might put on a masculine trait in order to attract a male. And like a man might put on a more feminine trait to attract a woman. Like, and I thought of like, the pick me girls who are like, oh my God, I love football. But, and a lot of girls do, and that's great. But there's some girls who really don't know shit about football.
Like, I'm always friends with guys because I don't like drama.
Yeah, I'm like not a regular girly. I am cool and only get along with guys.
I don't like drama. That's the big one for me. It's like I don't like the drama that comes with girls.
Yeah, honestly, if you're
saying that, you are the drama.
You are the drama, and if you're a girl who can't be friends with girls, you're the problem.
Exactly.
Anyway, the shadow is the 3rd archetype. And that is the part of ourselves that we may want to hide from the world. We want to reject it. Or maybe we don't even recognize it.
Our shadow self.
Our shadow self, yeah. So it's
I have a shadow work journal.
You do?
Mm-hmm. I got it on TikTok Shop.
Oh, shit. Have you used it yet?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's actually kind of helpful. It's been more helpful than any therapy
Okay.
that I've. Yep.
Those exist, people. The shadow contains traits that, we don't want to show the outside world. He was saying that it's kind of an animalistic side of our personality too. And
it's like the id and the ego.
Yeah.
Maybe the id is the shadow and the ego is the persona?
Something like that. It's not always negative, because I think we think of our shadow self as being like a negative thing. If, we have this shadow self, it balances out our persona so that we aren't super egotistic. Every person has, a good and a bad side, like a counterpart. Where there is light, there must also be shadow. Yeah. So it just makes us more well-rounded, basically. Like we have more depth to our personality. And then the last one is just the self.
See, I'm reading about the self as the unified consciousness and unconsciousness of a person. So it's both of them. So like there's often conflict between the conscious and the unconscious mind.
Oh, okay.
But bringing this disharmony together is the important aspect of individuation, which is self-creation and the self.
Okay. So our self is kind of like our individuality.
Yeah, but it's also just like bringing the unconscious and the conscious together.
Okay, so you're like more self-aware.
Yeah. Kind of. That's my understanding of it.
Okay.
All right. And now for a word from our sponsors.
So, Allie, how have you been?
Great. I've got money in the bank and hoes on deck. This has been the best week of my life.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I fucking met Donald Trump last week. And I hooked up with hella hoes.
You seem different. What's up?
That's because I am. Shadow work? It's something softies do to gain more self-confidence. You basically tap into your abandoned subconscious and set it free. Well, this is like the opposite of that. It wipes out your shadow self completely and gives you a new, more confident, better personality.
What? How'd you do that?
I started taking Shadow Me, the once-a-day supplement to completely erase your persona. Sure, you'll be different, but better. Let the haters hate if they're going to.
But Allie, does Shadow Me have any side effects?
A little. Side effects include dizziness, upset stomach, being a huge bitch, getting what you want, making more money, squashing people on the way up to success, capitalism, and you'll probably get to go to Mars. Visit www.shadowmenow.com/TYSM for 30% off your first order. Start winning at life today.
Wow.
Yeah, so those were the Carl Jung select 4 archetypes.
His most spoken about work.
Yes.
Also, this is an aside, and we don't have time to fully go into it, but we also talk about archetypes in literature, and there's this idea of 12 archetypes, and you can think about like the hero, the everyman, things like that. That's probably what's like most well known.
Mm-hmm.
What people think about anyway when you think about archetypes in life or media that you're consuming, like the hero, the caregiver, the explorer, the rebel, the lover.
Mm-hmm.
And those are cards on the tarot deck, so it's all connected.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, I mean the hero, the lovers, that's a card. So we decided to do some personality tests. I remember, and I mentioned this in the last episode, that I did this test in high school, and I've also come back to it like at different points in my life, and I almost always get the same result, but the introvert extrovert part kind of flip-flops.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on my mood or period in life. So this one that we took, the website is called 16personalities.com, and they base their test basically on the Myers-Briggs Typology Index, which is based on Jung's theory.
Mm-hmm.
And they also base it on the big 5 personalities. So these 2 tests are the most well-respected in the research industry. I read in one of my resources that the Myers Myers-Briggs is more so used for motivational speakers and business people. And then the big 5 is more used for psychological research. So take with that what you will.
Mm-hmm.
So the Myers-Briggs, which is based on Jung's theories, has a series of letters. And I'm going to try to break it down. It's like alphabet soup.
Yeah.
So sorry about this, but I'm gonna give it to you as quickly as I can. So basically, Jung says that there's 2 general attitude types, and that's introvert and extrovert. And I think these are the 2 that most people have heard of.
Yeah.
Just like off the cuff, what would you say extrovert and introvert are?
Extrovert is someone who likes to be around others and have conversations with others and put themselves out there and have fun, be the life of the party. And then introvert, I would say, likes to stay home by themselves and read or keep to themselves or just like not go out.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like our idea. Jung specifically, if you read his research on it, he says that extroverted people, their actions are governed by people and things. And introverted people, their actions are governed by their own inner world.
Okay.
And then within those 2, there's 4 main functions. And so like each of these functions are pairs. So we have thinking and feeling, which is a pair. So if you're a thinking person, then you're more logical and you have a more impersonal process. And then if you're a feeling person, you have more of your personal values and judgments. Then the next category is intuition and sensation. Intuition, if you're more intuitive, then you're kind of like looking for possibilities and relationships in your unconscious. And then sensation is like your 5 senses.
Okay.
So that's basically the elements of the Myers-Briggs are going to be in those categories. And then big 5 personalities so the 5 personalities are conscientiousness. So this is the level of conscientiousness you are.
Okay.
Agreeableness, so that versus uncooperative. Neuroticism versus calm. Openness to experience versus routine. And extroversion versus introversion.
Okay.
So that's the big 5. So this personality test that we took kind of combines those ideas, and they added an extra letter. So like the Myers-Briggs has 4 letters. This one adds an extra letter.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, so that extra letter is turbulent or assertiveness. Yeah. So let's go into the test that we took. Basically, is, like I said, based on the Myers-Briggs. So you're either extroverted or introverted, is intuitive or observant.
Okay.
And then thinking or feeling, then judging or prospecting or perceiving, then assertive or turbulent. And we can talk about our results now. We both took this test. And
what did you get?
We got the same result.
Wait, what are your letters?
INFP. So that's introverted, intuitive, feeling, prospecting. And then the 5th one is T, turbulent.
Yeah, we got the exact same letters.
Yeah.
So are you a mediator? We're both mediators.
We're both mediators.
Okay, well, mediators are poetic, kind, and altruistic people. Always eager to help a good cause. Do you think that's you?
Well, I was talking about this with you earlier, and I feel like I don't know if I'm always trying to find the nonprofits to help out.
Yeah.
But I think that I generally try to do the right thing.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe help a good cause it could be anything. It could be helping someone with directions, or it could be helping someone who maybe like donating money or something.
Yeah.
Or even like wanting to. I mean, you know, like if we don't have money to donate, you at least like think about it. Or
yeah.
You're like, oh, I wish I could, I don't know. Like you want to help.
Right.
Still.
You want to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Even if you can't. I thought this website is kind of cute because they have different little, I mean, I guess we can call them archetypes, but they're different little archetypes that you can be and ours is the mediator.
Mhm.
And the picture is a little hippie woman
Yeah,
with
it's cute.
butterflies around her.
Dancing with the butterflies.
Yeah.
So mediators are the most likely to worry about whether or not they made a good impression on someone they just met.
Oh.
Do you think that's you?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. I mean, I think we both tend to be diplomats in the way that we bring people together, like friends together.
Mhm.
And so it makes sense that we are worried about what people are thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I always want to make like a good impression. I feel like I always want people to like me.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they don't, I get over it. It's fine. It's not a big deal. But right off the bat, I'm like, do you think they liked me? Like I just met them. Like, do you think they got the right impression of me?
Yeah.
Because I don't want people to think I'm a certain way when I'm actually not.
When I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, yeah. I feel the same way. I feel like when somebody doesn't like me, I think that I can get a little bit too wrapped up in that.
Yeah, me too.
Sometimes. Like,
Me
if I
too.
hear that somebody doesn't like me, I'm like, well, who the fuck are they?
Yeah, like it bothers me like for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Or like the rest of the next like month or something. Like, all I
Yeah.
think about it. I've gotten better about that, but especially when I was younger, it would be like the thing that would keep me up at night.
I
would
never
be,
liked
like,
getting in trouble at school, like getting called out.
yeah.
And I would think about it like all
Yeah.
day, all night. Like, oh my god, why did I do that? Like, why? It was just I didn't want.
You don't want to be, yeah, you don't want to be like exposed for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I want to
or,
be like good
look-
girl.
Yeah, you wanted to be looked at in a good light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why
And
I follow the
whenever-
rules.
Whenever there's a person that tries to say otherwise, then it becomes a problem.
Yeah, sure does.
But I've gotten better about that, not caring about.
Me too. I think
The
the older
haters.
I get, the better I get about not caring about the haters.
But I mean, there's still times where I'm like, if there's a hater, there hasn't been a hater recently, but when there is one, I don't know. It's like that girl Clara.
Oh my
Who
god,
was a
name
hater.
dropping. Name dropping.
I'm gonna name drop because she was a hater.
She was a hater.
And it's like that girl. I think I still do hold grudges because I think about Claire and I think about Tina, my old roommate.
Oh man, fuck Tina.
It's like the haters that like try to make you look bad,
Yeah.
but it's a personality
I had a
thing.
hater recently.
Recently?
Yeah.
Who was it?
This girl from my job.
Wait, is this somebody you told me about before?
Probably. She basically, like, there were a bunch of layoffs at my job, and the way they delivered it to us was really shitty. They were like, if you, like, get invited to a meeting after this meeting, you might be getting laid off. So we were all freaking out, refreshing,
Yeah.
like, you know, Google Calendars, like, oh my God, am I getting an invite? Before I even knew if I was safe, I tweeted and said, damn, like, the economy's like really fucked, huh? You know?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And she was one of the ones who got fired. But like,
she was pissed
she
by
was
that.
fucking pissed. She was like, that is so tone deaf of you to say, and like, da 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 da. And I was like, well, first of all, I didn't even know if I was safe or not when I said it.
Yeah.
Second of all, it's an observation. Like, why are you losing your job? Obviously, the economy's fucked.
Yeah.
Third of all, shut the fuck up.
Mind your business.
Mind your business. Like, no one, I didn't say anything about what job I work for. I didn't say shit. All I said was the economy's fucked.
Yeah.
And she, like, I'm sure she's told people at work about it, how I'm insensitive or something, but we ended up getting into, like, a message fight.
Yeah, you
through
got a
the
little
DMs.
tussy.
A tuffle, and I blocked her on everything because I was like, no, I don't care about this anymore.
Yeah.
So I blocked her, but I haven't had a hater in a long time. But I was hung up on that.
Yeah.
I told my close coworkers, and I could not stop talking about it. And they were like, at some point, they were like, "Shut the fuck up, Allie. Get over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a big deal."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, it's a big deal.
No, I feel that though.
I'm not insensitive."
It's because we're mediators. We're INFPs.
Yeah, I'm just an INFP. Just trying to be, I don't know. But yeah, that was just an example of that one.
I totally feel you on that. Okay, so here's some other things about this personality. Some mediators that we may have heard of are J.R.R. Tolkien. I don't know how they find this.
Yeah, well, maybe
Data.
they've taken the test before.
William Shakespeare? took
No,
the
but
test?
maybe they're like, well, William Shakespeare's a writer, and they kept saying like, you're creative and you're right. You want to be a writer and you want to
Yeah.
do this. So I feel like they're just guessing at some of these.
Yeah. I believe that Alicia Keys maybe took this.
I could see Alicia Keys being
Bjork?
a mediator.
Maybe. Tom Hiddleston. I don't know who that
I
is.
have no idea who that is.
Sorry, Tom.
Sorry, bro.
So, idealistic, empathetic. Mediators long for deep, soulful relationships and they feel called to help others.
Yeah,
Agree.
I agree.
It says that this personality type makes up a small portion of the population.
That's what I read. Like we're really unique.
We're rare.
We're rare.
I want to know if it says this to like all the people.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're so
You're
rare. You only make
special.
up this much of the population.
For mediators, an ideal relationship of any kind is one in which both people feel comfortable sharing not just their wildest hopes and dreams, but also their secret fears and vulnerabilities. This is crazy because that connects to our question of the day.
Mm-hmm. The vulnerability question.
Yep.
It's meant to be. Yeah, I did read that we're very kind. We're very selfless.
Hmm.
And when it comes to romantic relationships, we want to find our soulmate. And we have this idea of the perfect partner. And it's really hard for people to live up to that idea. So,
Yeah, okay, so this makes sense because the career path says something similar. Many mediators long for a career that doesn't just take care of the bills, but also feels fulfilling.
yeah, which
So-
I think is funny because I went to school for hair. And
Yeah.
I feel like that to me was very fulfilling for a
Yeah.
while. Taking care of other people,
Mm-hmm.
helping
Being
them feel-
creative.
yeah, being creative. I also
Yeah.
read that if we're ever parents one day, we are going to be more likely to feel really hurt and like it's our fault if our kid acts out or disobeys or is not the best version of themselves. We can like start blaming ourselves and being like, I'm a bad parent, and like this is
Oh
all
yeah,
my
I could
fault.
see myself doing
I
that.
could see myself doing that too.
But yeah, this is interesting for me because it says I'm still on the career path part. Mediators might struggle to find a profession that meets their practical needs and fulfills their dreams.
Mm-hmm.
They may drift in frustration, waiting for the perfect job to present itself.
Yep, I feel like we're both like that.
Eventually feeling stuck or worried that they're not living up to their potential.
Yep.
This is why we're doing this podcast, guys. I hope you like this because
Yeah.
this is our last hope. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. No, but really listen and share with your friends.
Just gonna share it. Did you see the strengths and weaknesses of us?
You tell me.
We're empathetic, we're generous, we're open-minded, we're creative, passionate, idealistic, but we do have weaknesses. We're unrealistic.
Okay. I'll take it.
Sometimes we can be hopeless romantics or have an idea of what the world should look like, which sets us up for disappointment. We're self-isolating, unfocused.
Wow.
No.
Oh, what now? We're
Not
totally
us.
focused. We are very organized.
We're
and focused
so
over
organized
here.
and focused. It's crazy. Emotionally vulnerable.
That's true.
Why is that a weakness?
I know. I don't think that's a weakness.
Oh, because it's because if we don't establish boundaries, we
Oh.
can be at risk of absorbing other people's negative moods or attitudes.
Oh yeah.
And that is 100% true for me.
Me too. Yeah.
Desperate to please, self-critical. I think this is all very real for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it does perfectly describe me when I look at it. So, good job, 16 personalities. I
Nailed
actually
it.
felt like, I don't know, I've been feeling a little bit like lost, but coming back to something like this always makes me feel a little bit more grounded
Mm-hmm.
because it's like, I don't know, I guess it's the idea of defining yourself, you know, like having some kind of order in the chaos because I feel like
Mhm.
my life is so chaotic. There's a definition
Yeah,
for
it's like there's a
me.
reason for that. Like,
Yeah.
you just are who you are,
Yeah.
and your personality is a little chaotic.
Yeah.
So is mine. We're the same. That's
We're
why
crazy.
we're friends.
We're crazy
We're
fat.
crazy girls. That's why we're friends, because we're both so nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could clash, and I'm glad we don't.
We could clash.
Because sometimes when people are so similar, they clash.
yeah, for
but
sure.
I'm glad we don't.
Yeah. Well, I think we're
easygoing.
We're
Chill. We're so chill.
we're just chill girls. You know,
Chill girlies.
we're really chill, really cool,
Mhm.
down to earth.
Yeah, we just
Honestly,
like to stroke the rug.
Probably the best out of the 16 personalities.
Yeah.
I would say.
I would agree.
Well, let us know if you take this personality test. We'll link it, the one that we took. We'll link it to our notes, our show notes.
Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes. We'll put it other places too.
Yeah. And if you want to take it and tell us what you scored,
Please do.
That would be really interesting.
Yeah.
It reminds me of astrology a little bit still. I already said that, but even this is reminding me of astrology because they'll be like, oh, because you're Pisces sun and this is why you're this way and this is why you're that way.
Yeah, it's just another way to define
yourself.
And I don't know. I think that in some ways that's helpful.
Mm-hmm.
In some ways it can be hurtful though. Like you can use that as an excuse for your bad choices.
Right. Like, well, I'm like this because I'm a fucking Pisces.
I can't help it.
I'm a Pisces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll try not to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, try not to do that one. Take the personality test. Tell us what you are.
It's a fun
compare.
one.
We can see. It is fun, and it would be fun if like our friends did it so that we know what.
Yeah, we want to know.
It's just interesting.
It would be cool to see if we have other INFPs out there.
Yeah, any other INFPs?
I guess that's all. I guess that's all we have for you guys. The percentages, we could go into the percentages, but I feel like that's like rambling off numbers.
Yeah.
It's cuter if you can just see. You know what we'll do? We'll post a picture of our things. Yeah. So you guys can see how similar our rankings were.
We also have the interact aspect to Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Spotify listener, we will put a poll up, and we're gonna, you know,
we're looking at those polls.
We look at these polls.
I'm glad you always remember to look at this.
I love the polls.
I love them too. They're really fun.
Our last week, the poll was, do you remember your dreams? Because we talked about dreams. And we have 40% of people say yes all the time. 60% of people say sometimes. And 0% said no. Never. Okay.
Well, yeah, I feel like they would be lying if they said never. That'd be weird.
I did date someone who just never dreamed. Like, well,
that's crazy.
They probably dreamed, but never remembered their dream.
Yeah.
I was like, I honestly am the opposite. I don't know how to. I have no idea what that's like.
Yeah. Oh. Makes sense now.
Yeah.
I think it's also like you have to actively try to remember them sometimes.
Yeah.
Because since we've been talking about them,
have you been writing them down?
I haven't, but I've been thinking about them more and making a point in the morning to at least acknowledge that I had a dream and think about it.
Yeah. Well, interact with us, guys.
Yeah, interact, guys. You know where to find us.
And it's anonymous. We don't know what the fuck you're saying.
Yeah, we'll never know.
We don't know who you are.
Mm-hmm. But you know what's not anonymous? Emailing us. And that's okay. Well, you could create an anonymous email.
You could
email us. Yeah, we're looking for the interactions, and also we got some fun stuff coming up.
We do, and that brings me to my next thing is if you have a spooky story, ghost story, scary story, alien
paranormal
activity, creepy, whatever the fuck you want to tell us.
It could be a stalker.
It could. We're looking for creepy stories.
Some creepy shit, guys.
That really happened. So if you could please email us your creepiest story to, and this is real life, like don't make it up.
No fake stories.
No fake stories. Well, no.
Although we love a good fiction writer, but this is not what this is for.
It's not the time.
Yeah.
So definitely email us. Thank you so much, pod@gmail.com.
We are gonna be reading your stories, and hopefully, if your story is cool enough, we'll read it on the pod later.
Yeah, make sure it's cool enough.
Yeah. Spooky season's coming up, and we are excited to hear your stories.
We have a whole spooky month ahead of us.
Yeah.
Spooky podcast
It's gonna be wild.
It's gonna be fun. Yes, there's one more week in September. And then the best month of the whole year starts.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
We've been rambling. I hope you guys liked this episode.
Let us know.
Love you so much. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.